Joshua Osih of the SDF party dropped his electoral file during his visit to Bamenda Northwest region. Shocking turn of events at Ilekam as two CPDM candidates stand in for presidential elections. The Full Gospel Women host a women's retreat in Buea, Southwest region. This and more in this newscast. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for joining us on this edition of the Primetime Newscast on ABAKWA Television. For presentation, I am Gashi Sharon. Let's kickstart the news with the attack of unknown gunmen carried out on some workers of the road construction company at the Bamenda 3 municipality. Sama Wesley tells us more.
According to eyewitnesses, the sad situation occurred on Wednesday, 17 July 2025 at about midday when unknown gunmen stormed the Baele Road in Bamenda, which is under construction. They are reported to have shot multiple times in an attempt to scare the population. Meanwhile, the driver of an excavator working for the road construction company Buns was shot to the leg. Two others are said to have been kidnapped. Meanwhile, the excavator driver was rushed to a nearby hospital by some good Samaritans. Security forces, however, arrived on the scene later to ensure calm, promising the perpetrators will be brought to book. It should be noted that this is the second incident of an attack on road workers. The first happened at the La Chance Bridge, Sumomankan, where an excavator driver was shot to death by yet to be identified gunmen.
Still on news of attack, the divisional officer of Bamenda 2, Nicholas Kongo Manchang, was shot in the night breaking Thursday, 17th July in Limbe. According to official information at our disposal, the DO is currently receiving treatment in a health facility in Limbe and in a state of coma. Investigations have been opened. We will bring details in our next reports. And still on the next article, let's get the 70 divisional representatives from the 7 divisions at the Northwest Regional Assembly have scrutinized, make adjustments, and highlight projects ahead of the 2026 budget. Let's get details in this report.
This follows the 2026 budgetary orientation debate with central theme under the 2025 June ordinary session at the Assembly. From Boyo Division, the divisional coordinator, Jude Wendim, said the division was first to evaluate all its peace and development initiative programs for Phase 1. He expressed the need for a project on tourism to be mature in Belu, other projects in the education and health sector. The divisional representative from Buea advocated for the consideration of some projects that had earlier been matured, which needs urgent attention. They talked about the construction of private wards in the district hospital of Jakiri and Oku, the purchase of an ambulance for Kumbo District Hospital, construction of classrooms in Tatum, rehabilitation of some schools, and the need for the 2026 budget to target a production of a land use plan for the division. For Menchum, the divisional coordinator salutes the fact that almost all subdivisions have projects built for Furu Awa, which they said should be looked into. The divisional representatives expressed appreciation for the Benakuma Health District Hospital that has been allocated to feature in the 2026 investment plan of the Regional Assembly. Momo Division and Goketunja followed suit, while Mezam says there are plans for construction of a mortuary in Tuba, amongst others.
And moving forward, Joshua Osih, the chairman and presidential candidate for the SDF party, during his recent visit in Bamenda, made a statement declaring that Cameroon no longer needs leaders over the age of 70. Staff lady for Miss Schneider tells us more.
The opposition leader, Joshua Osih of the Social Democratic Front, was addressing supporters after submitting his candidacy documents for the October 2025 presidential elections at the regional headquarters of the Elections Cameroon in Bamenda. Joshua Osih chose to make a symbolic walk of over 3 kilometers from Customs Junction to the Elekam head office, accompanied by party militants, youth activists, and well-wishers in chants as a physical demonstration of readiness and strength to lead. Though he did not name names, his remarks, and I quote, "If a candidate doesn't work, then they are not fit for the job," sparked loud applause and chants from the crowd.
Very important you understand that we have a political identity, and this identity takes us to our roots. And the headquarters of the Social Democratic Front are based here in Bamenda, so there was no other place we could have gone to deposit the file of the next president of Cameroon. So we need to check whether the candidate we are offering to the Cameroonian people is fit, because we don't want any president who is more than 70 years old again. If a candidate doesn't do the same thing, it means that he's not fit for the job. And we don't need anybody who's not fit for the job, because that job is the question.
And was interpreted by many as a call for generational change and leadership, a common cry amongst the youths who make up the majority of Cameroon's population. In his campaign speech, he further promised to restore peace in the Northwest and Southwest regions, revamp the economy, tackle corruption, and restructure key state institutions to serve the people more effectively.
Let's take you over to the Southwest region with that unfortunate news where David Eno Tanku, a GCE examiner and principal of the Victory Comprehensive High School Mamfe, was found dead this morning in his hotel room in ABAKWA town, Buea. The circumstances surrounding his death remain unclear. In a video, Taku's lifeless body was discovered half laying on the bed and with legs on the floor. Authorities are yet to issue an official statement of the incident, and investigations are expected to open to determine the cause of the death. David Eno was reportedly in Buea for the ongoing GCE marking session. We will bring you details as we get more information on this developing story. Still in the Southwest region, the Full Gospel Women organized a women's retreat that started from the 12th to the 18th of July. Let's get details from this report.
It is an extraordinary sound of women on fire for missions and church planting roared by thousands of women of the Full Gospel Mission Cameroon in Buea. From the 12th to the 18th of July 2025, the Full Gospel Southwest Region Area Headquarter Church. The regional delegate for Women's Affairs graced the occasion and expressed hope the society through godly women. This gathering of women in Buea brought women from all over the Southwest region and also from littoral for this zone, while other zones were in Bafoussam, Gaoundéré, and Yaoundé. Women were challenged to consecration, submission, discipleship, church planting, kingdom service, amongst others. Buea Zone experienced a great grace in the Buea PCC women who break the denomination barrier to participate in the opening ceremony. Women have committed themselves to be relevant to the church, family, and nations.
And on to political news, another candidate has officially submitted his candidacy for the 2025 elections under the CPDM party. Let's get details in the following report.
In an unexpected twist that's already rocking Cameroon's political space, Leon Taylor Onana has finally submitted his candidacy for the 2025 presidential election under the banner of the CPDM party. His candidacy was filed today at Elekam headquarters, sealed, stamped, and boldly presented as the CPDM candidate. If President Paul Biya is also running as CPDM's flag bearer, this means now that the CPDM party has two presidential candidates. And according to Cameroon's electoral law, no single party is allowed to present multiple candidates in the same race. So this raises one serious question, which is, whose political candidacy is now legally valid? President Paul Biya's or Leon Onana's? Or will Elekam declare the entire CPDM candidacy void? Political insiders are calling this an explosive act of defiance or a legal ambush within the ruling party, one that could expose deep cracks and internal rivalries. Some say it may force a major constitutional shutdown. The silence from the CPDM leadership is deafening, but one thing is clear: these 2025 elections just took a wide turn.
Still in the continuation of political news, the updated list of candidates have been put out, and here are as follows. Kiso Bertin, Muna Akere Tambeng, Kamgang Tan Eric, Aze Amven Genevieve, Nkwet Jiang, Buga Hegbe, Javro Ruben, Paul Biya, Osih Joshua, Libili Cabral, Bella Buba Magari, Kamto Maurice, Onana Leon Taylor, and Chupo Kamgang Ive. And on to foreign news, President Donald Trump has been diagnosed with chronic venous insufficiency, that is a common and non-serious vein condition that causes leg swelling. Let's get details from Staff Lady Tina.
The diagnosis was confirmed by the White House on Thursday. This is a common but non-life-threatening vascular condition following recent speculation about visible swelling in his legs. White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt told reporters that the 79-year-old president underwent a full medical evaluation after observers noted swelling in his lower limbs and bruising on one of his hands during public appearances. She explained the condition is benign and common, particularly in individuals over the age of 70. The disorder affects an estimated 150,000 Americans annually, with age being a leading risk factor. Chronic venous insufficiency occurs when vein valves in the leg become weak or damaged, leading to impaired blood flow back to the heart. Despite the diagnosis, Leavitt emphasized that the president remains in good overall health. According to the White House, the president will not require surgery. His condition is being managed conservatively with medication and ongoing monitoring. The administration reports that President Trump will continue his regular schedule without interruption.
And this brings us to the end of this edition of the Primetime News on ABAKWA Television. The news was produced by Akonwi Brandon, supervised by the station's director, King Wills, coordinated by the entire news desk of ABAKWA Television, and for presentation, I am Gashi Sharon. Do stay in the company of more interesting programs coming up on ABAKWA Television. Thanks for watching. Good night.